Mountaineers come into this game following a 31-13 victory against Georgia Southern last week. That was a Thursday night ESPNU game. And this week, the Mountaineers head to host Troy on Saturday, October 31st for a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff, and that game will be televised on ESPN3. If you have a question for Coach Satterfield, please press *1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Before we get to questions, Coach, please give us your thoughts on the Georgia Southern victory and the upcoming game against Troy.
Yeah, I thought, it was obviously a great night for us. Last Thursday night we had an awesome crowd and a great college football atmosphere. Two really good teams going, battling it out, and just proud of the way our guys played and played really well throughout the game, really, on every phase. So just really proud of that, and looking forward to another challenge this week. Got Troy coming here, team that had a huge win this past weekend. So we got to have obviously a good week of practice.
Thank you very much, Coach. As a reminder to our members of the media, please press *1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Our first questions come from Monroe, Louisiana. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
Hey, Scott, this is Adam Hunsucker at the News Star in Monroe. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. To look at the last 2 years and see some of the numbers you all and Georgia Southern have put up, it's only impressive. I think you guys have 3 conference losses in 2 years, and 2 of those are to each other. So what do you attribute to the reason both programs have been able to find the success they have so early on?
Well, I don't know about just pinpointing any one thing. I just think they were both just traditionally really good programs, and I think if you lean on that tradition, that filters down into recruiting. So you end up you're getting some good players, and you get players in a program that expect to win. I think this year I think we're both finally got our scholarship numbers up, so I think that's helped for this year. But I don't know. I don't know what the exact answer might be. I just think right now that both teams have just been playing really well over the last year and a half, and it's just worked out to where we've accumulated some wins.
And looking at where you all came from in the SoCon, how much did that playing in that conference and those what used to be your traditional rivals, how much did that prepare you for this? And what do you think the differences are in playing in the SoCon and playing in the Sun Belt?
Well, we both programs really competed, for Southern Conference championships, and we both won quite a few, and of course we won some national championships, and those I think that success, it really just breeds success, and I think the expectations throughout both universities are huge every year, and for us, moving into this league, that mindset really hasn't changed. I mean, the mindset is still the same. We want to compete for conference championships, and and both teams have really done a good job of focusing, 1 week at a time. And that's a cliche, but that really is, to me, has been the difference of being prepared to play on a weekly basis. It's hard to do that. In college football, we see upsets every week, but to get your team focused and to really practice well, prepare well, it's not any different. I don't think depending on what league you play, it's the same. You just have to be prepared to play.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you very much, Adam. And our next questions come from Boone, North Carolina. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
Hey, Coach. This is Steve over at the paper. You called it after the game that there would be upsets over the weekend, and you were right. Yep. There were several. Do you show your team the Georgia's Tech, Florida State film as an example of that going in, or how do you prepare for that?
We just talk about you take each week as its own separate entity, and how well we can prepare this week will be the difference in the game Saturday. I mean, we take the same approach every week, and they know, and we talk about, hey, if you're not prepared, you're not going to play well, and you're going to have a chance of losing. So we focus on getting better every week, and we focus, it's like this week. Everything, last night and today is all about Troy, and that's the way it'll be throughout the rest of the week.
I'm going to guess you've at least seen the tape on the Troy game against, I think it was Idaho, where they just came out and it wasn't Idaho, someone else, but they just came out, I think 35-7 halftime lead.
Yeah.
And it's New Mexico State. That's right.
Yeah, it was last week.
What did they do that got them such a big lead, and what do you get out of that?
Well, I mean, their quarterback played really well. He threw 5 touchdown passes. They do a good job offensively. Last week of moving the football, they had an 89-yard touchdown run, and then they had 5 touchdown passes. So very explosive offense when it's clicking. It was clicking last week, and obviously we got to stay on top. You don't want to give up the big plays. And I think they had several big plays that's something that we can't do.
You seem to have eliminated a lot of those. That was kind of a problem last year. Any magic formula?
Well, we try to stay on top of everything. Stay on top, and you make offensive drives. They have a hard time scoring, and I think for us it's just trying to get pressure on the quarterback. We've been able to do that. I think we're 16 sacks on the year, and staying on top. If you eliminate that big play, that goes a long way in stopping that offense.
You didn't have a target on your back beforehand after Georgia Southern. You've got it now. Any thoughts on that?
No, I mean, again, we're going to prepare like we do every week, and I'm sure we're going to get everybody's best shot, but we're preparing to give our best shot. So we just see what happens.
All right, so I appreciate it, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much, Steve, and thank you, Coach Satterfield. That's all the time we have for you today.